Welcome to Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes with your host Bert Laporte, Damien Monte Carlo, and Angry Mike D. Alright, sit back and enjoy the ride as they talk about all things that rock and other useless knowledge you don't care about. And remember, every asshole has an opinion. This is theirs. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
All right, we're back. Another episode of Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, episode 180.
As you see, we're wearing the same clothes, so we're doing 2 episodes this week because they're both short.
I always wear the same clothes.
Yeah, Mike don't change. Sorry, Damo.
Yeah, so this one we're going to review. Well, it's the 20th anniversary, which I noticed that last week. It was like I couldn't believe
It's been 20 years.
Yeah, Velvet Revolver Contraband came out, and it was I think it was like September, something in the teens, not 2004. So pretty much right around the 20th anniversary of it. And yeah, I mean, I remember when it came out, it was definitely like you heard about it that they were doing something for a while. They're going to start a super group, and there was a lot of buzz building, and I think it lived up to the hype. Right out of the bat, I think they did a couple songs first that were released for the Hulk soundtrack.
Yeah, Set Me Free was on the Hulk song.
Set Me Free, and didn't they do a cover song? Was it Money or a Pink Floyd song or something?
Maybe, I don't know. That I don't know.
They did a cover, yeah, for sure. I remember that. It's not on this album though.
Yeah,
but yeah, Set Me Free. That's probably my favorite song that they've done. Killer song, man. It's pretty much what you would expect them to sound like. It does have like some Guns N' Roses vibe to it.
It feels like Guns N' Roses with Scott Weiland singing.
Yep,
pretty much. Yep. It's exactly. It doesn't sound like something that you wouldn't expect it to sound like.
Well, here's a couple of fun facts for you. Well, we could talk about they had a reality show to try and get a singer, so that was interesting.
Well, I was like, it was like a documentary,
yeah. So they had so the funny thing is that Sebastian Bach tried out, Todd Kearns tried out, and more interesting than that are the people that were asked to try out that declined. Listen to these couple of names we got here. Yeah, these are good. Miles Kennedy declined trying out. Mike Patton declined trying out. Ian Asbury also declined trying out, and initially Weiland declined because he was still in Stone Temple Pilots. I thought that was more interesting than the people that tried out were the ones that they wanted to bring in. I mean, can you imagine Mike Patton? That would have been interesting.
It would have been interesting, but I could see why he would, because it's just not. He's more of an artist where this is probably going to pigeonhole, kind of.
Well, it's definitely they did the right thing by getting Weiland.
Yeah, absolutely.
2004, this came out. I mean, they came out with a second record, which I actually think I like better than the first record.
Oh, I definitely.
I like the second record. A lot of people didn't.
To me, that reminded me of Stone Temple Pilots record. The production, I did not like that at all.
Yeah, I actually like the second record.
And I've given that one. I've revisited it, and it's like it just doesn't sound like this album.
Right.
Which it shouldn't, but it sounds to me it sounds completely different. Completely different. See, it doesn't sound it doesn't sound like Slash being Slash on that. It sounds like a Stone Temple Pilots record.
I got you. So to explain how we do this for anybody that's coming in for the first time, we got all the songs in the record. This record's got 13 songs. We all give it a mark from 1 to 10. We take our numbers, we put them together, we average it out to see what our least favorite as a panel is and our favorite song as a panel is. So we're going to start off with number 13. Coming at number 13, Loving the Alien. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, this was the last track on the album. Yeah, it's a ballad. Very, very Beatlesque, mostly acoustic guitar in it. It's my least favorite song on there. I usually skip over it. Well, I mean, it's the last song, so I usually just
stop.
Right on. Just stop. But still like it. a really good song, regardless. And I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, Mike D.
It's probably the last song on the album for a reason. I mean, it's not terrible. I gave it a 6.5. A little boring. I do like the acoustic parts on it though. But yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. I'd probably stop the album before it.
Okay, Loving the Alien, 6.5 for me. Overall, it's okay. It's not one of my favorites. It's definitely my least favorite on the record. If you notice, we have a system for not everything we do, but most of the stuff we review. The last song usually comes in last place. It
Yeah,
seems
right.
all the time. A couple
Yeah.
times it
Well,
don't, but
I got a theory on that too.
go ahead.
For one, it's the last song. You usually put the worst song last.
No,
And the
I
second,
wouldn't say that, but
oh
it
no,
seems like they
but
do. But
another
the
thing,
slow
I
song.
think, especially like if it's a long album and you get to that last song, sometimes you just fucking burn, you know? And it's just, if you play the album in random or something, hey, maybe it might be better.
right,
But that's
I
just my
gotcha.
theory.
I got you. Coming in at number 12, Illegal Song. What do you got to do, Damon?
Illegal Eye song.
How you say it?
Gave it,
Illegal, illegal,
Illegal
song.
Eye.
yeah,
Illegal
Illegal
Eye.
Eye. Illegal Eye song. Yeah, I like this one. Another one I like. 7.5 out of 10. I really like the the riff in the verse. It's very early 2000s sounding. And I like the chorus or pre-chorus. Yeah, it's the chorus.
Okay, Mike D.
Yeah, cool track. A little, probably on the, I don't know, let's say a little on the hunky side, but still has that Guns N' Roses feel to it. I hear a little James Addiction in there somewhere. It's a cool track.
Yep. Some of these songs I can never pronounce right. Illegal Eye. I mean, you go through, you could probably just make clips of me saying shit wrong.
Wait, what did you think it was called?
Illegal
Illegal song.
How you say it?
song.
Illegal Eye.
Illegal
Eye.
Eye song. It's 3 words.
Yeah. I guess I
Right?
read it. I
Pretty
must
sure
have.
it is.
I read it wrong,
Yeah,
which means I
Illegal
also
Eye song.
typed
Yeah.
it wrong too.
No, well, you typed
I
it
typed it
correctly
wrong?
on here. Illegal
Wow.
Eye song.
I just can't read my own typing.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.7. It's got the STP riff vibe going through the whole thing. The verses are just okay, but the pre-chorus is awesome. The pre-chorus
That's
is
the part
awesome.
I'm thinking of. Yeah, I said the chorus.
Yeah.
I meant the pre-chorus.
And it's got a cool guitar overlay part in there too that's really, really good. So that's why I got a 7.7. It's certain, I'm a sucker for a lot of Weiland's vocal lines too. So a lot of it, I base a lot of it on vocal.
Do you know, I never heard this album before, though.
What?
Never heard this
Jesus.
before. Yeah,
Wow.
this is,
It's bizarre.
yeah, I know.
I'm shocked.
I honestly thought this came out like in the 90s.
Wow.
Before,
Really?
like we did. Yeah, I thought this was like 95, 96 or
Wow.
something like that. I didn't realize it was this into the 2000s.
Yeah.
It was a blur.
Yeah.
It was a
Mhm.
blur.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It was.
All right, so we'll blame Mike D for this next one getting a lower rating. Coming in at number 11,
Ah,
Fall to Pieces. What do you got, Damo?
it's a great power ballad. Honestly, I listen to this album on a pretty normal, regular basis. Like every few months, I'll put it on, and when I listen to it, I listen to it over and over again. But there's some songs I skip over. This is one of them. Not like it's a bad song. It's
You
a
just
great song.
hear it a lot. You heard it a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna just listen to a ballad, but yeah. I mean, I gave it an 8 out of 10. It's a great song.
Okay, Mike D.
I mean, is it a really good song? Yes, but has it been done many, many, many of times before? Yes. So, I mean, I just feel 2004. I don't know. Power ballads are just so over at that point, man.
Yeah, but you were listening. You thought it was
was a big hit.
96.
Well, I'm saying I when I listened to it, I knew it was 2004. But I'm saying before I listened to it, I thought it was from the 90s.
Yeah, I got you.
But I just am so over the power ballads. I've been over them for a long time. I just didn't feel it, so I gave it a 6.
Okay, so Fall to Pieces, I gave an 8.5. Really good ballad. Good lyrics. The pre-chorus is a good setup for the chorus. It's got that signature slash noodling all over it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, nice little sweet breakdown part leading to a good melodic solo. This is a good song. I mean, it's a well put together, made to be a hit song, and it was. It did well. This album did really well.
Yeah.
Coming in number 10, Do It for the Kids, Demo. Do It for the Kids.
Yeah, I love this song, man. I love the riff. Fucking chorus is great. Great chorus. I gave it I mean definitely one of the standout tracks for me. I gave it an 8.25 out of 10.
Mike D.
Yeah, I thought this is a really good track. Like a lot of the other tracks on this album, I will say it starts off with that signature Scott Weiland sound, but then when they break into that chorus, man, it's just so big. It's so good. They just really know what they're doing there.
Do It for the Kids, I gave a 7.4. Really cool riff. I like Weiland's crooning, of course. Good pre-chorus, chorus. It's a good song. Overall, 7.4. It's a good song. Coming to number 9, You Got No Right, Damo. What do you got?
Yeah, this is another one that I actually like one of the few that I skip over. Actually, this one and then the one that's next I skip over. So there's like 3 tracks that I kind of like just go over. This is one of them. Loving the Alien. This is more like a Beatle-y type song, but it's also it's very Stone Temple Pilots sound. This song, I could hear it on like probably like this second Stone Temple Pilots record or something. But again, regardless, it's still a great song. I gave it a 7.5.
Okay, Mike D, You Got No Right.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.5. Like Damien said, it sounds more like an STP song. It's one of the cooler, quieter. It's probably one of the few quieter songs on the album. So it had a cool feel to it. It gave you a little break from some of the heaviness.
I gave it an 8.3. I'm such a big fan of his melody lines that it's just the melody line's so damn good. Good lyrics. Yeah, I think it's a tough song. It's a good song. Good song. Coming at number 8, Superhuman. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, one of my least favorite ones. I definitely skip over this one. Gave it a 7 out of 10. I like the verses, but it's the only thing I really like in this song. But it's still worthy of a 7 for me.
Mike D.
I like this one, man. I thought it was a really cool song. I gave this one an 8.25.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you with that. I gave it an 8.25 myself for Superhuman. It kicks off with a cool but kind of annoying guitar line. Like I could see that annoying somebody really quick.
Yeah, that's actually the part that I liked.
There you go. It could go either way.
Only thing I liked. Yeah.
Then you got the whispery vocal thing, which is okay, but it leads into a really good melody that for some reason reminds me of the song "Sign of the Times" by Prince. The way it kind of tells a story with the melody line. Solid pre-chorus, nice big but simple chorus itself. I like the little falsetto parts and the vocals in there in the second verse. Yeah, Superhuman. It's one of my probably better ones on this record for me. Coming in number 7, Spectacle.
Love this one, man. Love it. It's got a lot of attitude. Lot of punkiness to it. A lot of attitude. It could have been Guns N' Roses song, I think. And the vocal melodies, man, so good. And even the guitar lines, that pre-chorus, chorus, man, is so good. I gave it a 7.95.
Okay. Mike D.
I like this one too. Yeah, man. It had a good feel to it. Definitely felt like a Guns N' Roses song. I gave it a 7.75. Maybe I could have gave it a little bit higher.
I gave the old Spectacle an 8. This one I think is real good. A lot of cool guitar parts. The guitar energy is pushing the entire time. I mean, it's just pushing. Great melody, solid song. But the guitar is really pushing the energy of the song. Like it don't stop. Like it's just consistent, you know?
Yeah, it's driving.
Yeah, it's air dicking. It's very it's very consistent. Okay. Moving on to number 6, Big Machine. What you got there for the Big Machine?
Another one I really like a lot. I like the lyrics. I love the vocal melodies and the harmonies. There's like some Alice in Chains type harmonies in there. Yeah, great tune. I like it's a tad higher than the last one, so I gave it an 8.1.
Okay, Mike.
This was an 8.5 for me. This sounded like a radio song. It sounds like a hit. This one. It might have been. I don't know.
It was released.
This was released. I thought it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. Yeah, this is a really killer song.
I gave it a 7.5. Kicks off with the bass and drums with some low vocal melody. Nice melody thrown in the pre-chorus. Chorus is okay. The bridge part is good. Not one of my, I like it, but it's not one of my favorites. Like a lot of people like this more than I do. It's good, but I think there's better songs on this record. Coming in at number 5, Headspace. What you got, Damo?
From here on out, it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Another one I like a lot. I love the the guitar stuff during the verse. Great chorus is worthy of a 7.85.
Mike D.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this album was kind of the same for me. It's I gave this one an 8. Just Guns N' Roses STP feel. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I gave Headspace a 9. I really like this one. The riff, man, the groove hits you right off the bat. Awesome melody line. One of the reasons why Stone Temple Pilots was so good. I mean, the music was great, but then melody lines were just just fucking great. Nobody does them like he does, Yeah, I love the song. Headspace, great song. Coming to number 4, The Sucker Train Blues. Demo.
Killer opening track, man. This one really gets me going. Like, I got fucking pumped. Listen to the song. I love the bass intro, kind of like an It's So Easy kind of thing, man. I love the drive and the attitude and the chorus. There's 3 songs on this album I gave. It was like a 10, 9.95 and 9.75. They were so close. This was one of them. I gave it a 9.75. I would love to rip this song off every fucking way possible.
Well, send it to me, Dave.
It's so good.
Mike D, what do you got?
Just definitely sets the pace for the album, this track. I gave this an 8. I should have gave this higher, man. This probably could have reached an 8.59 for me. This is a killer track.
Yeah, it's weird. I gave it a 7.25. Same thing. Everybody loves this song, and I like it.
Crack pipe down, man. You got to put that crack pipe.
I do think it's a good opening track, a good riff. Weiland's doing his old school, rambling thing. It's a fun track. It's definitely a fun track. It's just not in my top 5. Okay, coming in at number 3, Set Me Free, Damo. What you got?
Well, this is the first one I heard from that Hulk soundtrack, and I was fucking sold. And it's my favorite track on this album. It's my favorite song, man. I love everything about it. Another one I would love to rip off.
Right.
I love the guitar riff in the intro, how it comes in, and it's perfect. It's a to me, it's like the perfect like hard rock song, and it's a 10.
Damo gives it a 10. All right, it's the first 10 so far we're seeing, right? Yeah. All right, Mike D.
So, I mean, I think at this point of the album, I think everything was sounding the same for me, and nothing against the song or whatever. I gave it a 7.5, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I started to just feel a little worn at this point.
Set Me Free. I gave it an 8. Like Damien says, the first song released for the Hulk soundtrack. The music's pretty freaking relentless, man. It's moving.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff, it's moving. Punky pop, and Weiland's doing his like that signature kind of Jim Morrison kind of vocal in there somewhere. It's got that vibe. Decent chorus. Not my favorite from the record, but damn, a great introductory to the band. If this is their first song they put out, it's a great song to put out.
I don't remember this one.
Yeah, I totally remember it.
Yeah.
I totally remember it. Okay. We're at the top 2 here. Coming at number 2, Dirty Little Thing, Damo. What do you got?
Great song. It would have rated a little higher in my point system if I liked the chorus better. That's the only thing I don't like in this song. But I gave it a 7.9 regardless, because I thought everything else was terrific.
Gotcha. Mike D.
Yeah, another killer track. Man. I gave this one an 8.5. I didn't have a problem with the chorus. I don't know. Just wasn't it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gave 2 10s on this record, and this is one of them. Dirty Little Thing gets a 10 for me. It's one of my favorites off the record. It's got the STP vibe all over
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's got I think it's an awesome chorus.
Yeah, that's
Any,
what I didn't like.
but I mean, I'm a sucker. Anything that goes halftime, I'm a sucker for. Once it goes halftime, I'm ready. So I'm like, oh man, it's the greatest thing ever. Speaking of that, it reminds me of, and it came out before, but it reminds me of Weeds a little bit from Life of Agony. Just that part. But I'm a fan. Like I said, when it goes halftime, I like that stuff. But that's what really gave it a 10 for me, was that change. If people aren't familiar with Life of Agony, also check out the album called Broken Valley. Broken Valley is the best Velvet Revolver record never released, or ever released, I should say, because you could
Which
get
one
it.
was that?
Life of Agony, Broken Valley. It's
What
the best
when
one.
did that
dude.
come out? And then, was that a '90s record?
No, came out later. I think it might have came out
Hmm.
after this. Yeah, check that out. If you like this Velvet Revolver record, you're gonna love that. Okay, coming into our number one song. I'm like tongue tripping tonight or something. Coming at number one, Slither. What do you got, Damo?
This is like their signature song. I mean, this is the one that they're known for. Great song, great intro, verses, choruses are great. Actually, Guns N' Roses does this live, which is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool that Axel actually does
Hearing-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, hearing Axel do that.
So was this something Guns N' Roses had in the works, this song, or was
Nah,
this,
nah.
No,
they
it's
just
just
been-
Axel was cool enough to do it, and I guess
Yeah.
the other guys were cool enough to do them other songs. So I thought I
Right.
think that's pretty cool that they all do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
trade off, Yeah, I mean, if I didn't give Set Me Free a 10 and I didn't like that one more, I would have gave this one a 10, but I gave it a 9.95 to differentiate between the two.
Yeah.
Try to be precise.
That's funny. Mike D, what do you got for Slither?
I gave Slither a 9, man. This is just a killer track. If somebody says to me, like, yeah, what song should I listen to from this album? Check out this one first.
Yeah.
This is it. I know it was a big release and everything like that, but it's just a killer song.
Yeah, this is an absolute 10 for me. It's the signature song. It's their rock and roll all night. This is their song. If you say Velvet Revolver, the first song that usually comes to mind is going to be Slither.
Mhm.
Great song, great video, great song. I can't even say anything more. It's the best. Okay, so looking at all our scores here, adding them up, we have Damien gave Velvet Revolver Contraband an 8.21. Mike D gave it a 7.69. I gave it an 8.18, which gives us a total of 8.02.
I mean,
And
we
that's
were
what we
all
got.
kind of in the same range.
Yeah, it went pretty. I knew me and
Yeah.
Dame were going to be close on it. I knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
So
close. This is one of my favorite records, probably. I mean, there's so many albums that I love, but one day, I like putting lists together. I should just do my favorite albums of all time. This one would probably be in
gonna
my
be
top.
tough.
I
10.
said I'd like to do a show on that to see if we can actually
Yeah,
put
That's
something
hard,
out.
man.
It
It's
it
hard.
is hard.
It's
It
hard.
really is, because it gets
Some
it
shit
changes
changes,
from time
too.
to time. Yeah.
and then you forget shit. There's
Mhm.
something. Oh fuck, I love that one even more. Why didn't I put it on
it
there?
depends what mood you're in. Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Yeah,
tough.
but this one, man, is I mean, if you just want to go for that decade, this is probably this has got to be
Go-to.
number one, top three. It's got to be top three of the 2000s. Ever.
So
I gotta check out that second album more. I mean, every
I
time
liked
I
it.
listen to it, I'm always kind of like disappointed because I want it to sound like
the first one.
a continuation, and to me it
Yeah.
doesn't. I think part of it is because they had Brendan O'Brien produce it,
Yes.
who did the Stone Temple Pilots records, and I think and Weiland was actually
More
involved in the
hands-on.
entire process, where this one he kind of came in after the fact.
Yeah. So what's your final thoughts then, Dame, on the whole record?
I thought it was a great date. And they only put out 2 records, but I mean, for a super group, it's a lot of those super groups, they kind of like fall flat, but like what was like Audio Slave, they were a super group that delivered.
Yeah, there's not
I
many. of them.
think
This
this one
is-
delivered.
This is a
Yeah.
big album. This did well,
Yeah.
if I remember.
It
Yeah,
did. It
oh,
did
yeah.
really well. I mean, they were touring arenas on this album. And then also at the time, because you're coming out of new metal and rap metal and shit like that, this was like the first. This was to me. This was like the return of just like straight up hard rock.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
album to me was just like back to people wanting to be rock stars and looking the part and everything.
Yeah.
This is the one
Very
that
short lived again, but
Yeah.
well, it's still
It's
still,
there. You
it's
just got to
still
look
there.
for it.
Yeah,
It's there.
yeah. It wasn't like to the point where before that it was like uncool. It kind of
yeah,
made it
every
cool.
rock musician now is a short haired guy with a scruffy beard.
Well, what it is well, that's
Not
the
all of them,
mainstream they're feeding you. That's what
Yeah.
that's the mainstream. There are other stuffs out there. You just got to look for it. Where before it was the opposite, right? Where them
Well,
other
it
guys,
wasn't everything changes too, so it's
Right.
like
yeah. But
Yeah.
it's like anything.
That's
You
what I
have
mean.
to.
Yeah.
It's
That's
whatever's
what I'm
getting
talking
pushed in front of you is what you think is the norm, right?
Mhm.
But yeah. But with the internet, it's everywhere. Mike D, final thoughts on Contraband?
so. When my first, this is actually my. I have heard songs off of this, but this is actually my first listening of this album straight through. I liked it a lot. It probably could have used a couple less songs on it, but other than that, I mean, I really liked it. I'd probably pick this up. I don't know how much it would cost, but I would definitely put this in my collection.
Okay. Yeah, my final thoughts is the term supergroup, it works here. It definitely works here. It sounds like a heavier, dirtier Stone Temple Pilots. So if you like Stone Temple Pilots with a little more edge, this is definitely it.
Well, it sounds like Guns N' Roses meets Stone Temple
Sounds
Pilots.
exactly what it is. Yeah, Guns N' Roses meets Stone Temple. It's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah, I mean, they got solid songs. I really wish they were able to put out a third record, because I did like the second record. So yeah, I mean, even if you've seen some of the live performances, I only seen video of them live. I didn't go see them when they came. But
Yeah, I never did either.
great looking,
It
man.
was always, I'll go see them next time. I'll go see them next time, and then there was.
It looked like a hell of a show, And they fired Weiland, and then they did like a reunion for a couple shows here and there. I think afterwards,
That's right,
not
they
much.
did. Yeah.
Well, speaking of reunions, that Jane's Addiction one started out pretty good.
Yeah, how many shows did that last? I don't think it was
I don't
much.
know. I mean, they've always gotten together. I mean, they've been together for a while, but this is the first time they got the bass player back, Eric Avery, and
He didn't make a
crazy.
good run either.
Oh
no.
I mean, it wasn't. It was like
so. What was the deal with that? Did you?
Well, the first thing I seen when it was me, and he sent me a thing. I thought he was joking, and I was watching. I was like, okay. And then within the next couple of days, you heard different things. The first thing I heard was his wife put out something and just said that he's got tendonitis and he can't really hear, and the stage volume. And I'll listen. I understand, but the stage volume, when the guitar players turn up, you can't hear shit. It drives you nuts. We talk about
it makes you want to punch your fucking guitarist,
dude.
Yeah.
But this is
But
like a legit band. They're not playing Joe's bar. I mean,
right.
Shit's fucking
professional. You got to be professional.
Dialed in. There's
So I don't know if I'm
bullshit.
buying the whole tendonitis thing. I understand what he's saying, but I'm not buying the whole.
Why would you go after
Navarro?
Navarro, right? It just didn't make this fucking sound guy makes me want to fucking punch Dave Navarro.
So I don't know, Dan. What did you hear actually happen?
I don't know. Who the hell knows? I mean,
it looked like I also seen something that at one point in one of the songs somebody said that he was singing the wrong song, and I think Navarro said something to him and might have built up there. And
yeah, maybe he just didn't like the way he looked at that moment.
You never know.
But then Avery kind of tries to break them up and ends up punching.
He got a couple shots.
Farrell,
yeah. Well, he doesn't like him. He never liked them. He was the first guy to leave the band, I think.
Wow.
And they've continued on and off with different bass players. So that's why it was kind of a big deal that he came back.
Yeah.
For me, anything they put out after Ritual didn't do it.
Yeah, the first two records, man. After that,
well, they only had like what, 3, 4 records.
3 or 4 within like a long span of time.
Yeah.
And the first, I mean, listen, the first one was good.
Great.
First one was good. Nothing shocking because it was different. It was really different. The one after that was the Ritual one, right? And that one was cool. They had the hits on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I mean, we talk about like the bands of the fight, but dude, how about remember years ago when Poison would fight stage? There's some good ones out there, man.
Yeah.
Was it Bobby Dahl and and Brett Michaels going at it. Like,
yeah,
I don't remember any of that.
I think
Oh,
he threw his
that's-
bait. He threw his bass at him.
that was a good
on
one.
Stage. Yeah.
That you see a couple. Did you ever see? It's not a real, like, not a legit big band or not. But you ever see the one on YouTube where the singer
The
goes
drummer?
up to the drum?
Yeah. The drummer gets up and clocks him.
I mean, it's like, what the
No,
hell's
I didn't see
going
that.
on?
Oh, Mike, it's like an old man band. It's like 3-4 old guys. Actually, the singer kind of looks like Ted DiBiase.
That's great.
And I think it was like the bass player or the guitar player and the drummer are fighting or something. It was kinda
Yeah,
funny.
there's a couple. There's one where the guitar player just keeps messing up, and then fucking singer cracks from somebody else. Then the other guy cracks with the bass.
Yeah, yeah.
It's people are nuts, man. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got a lot of people paying a lot of money. You bring that stuff backstage, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But it had to be building. Had to be building.
Oh yeah, there must have been something going on. I don't think it was a sound issue, especially a band on that level. They might have things like, where sound is fucked up for like whatever 30 seconds or whatever, and then it gets fixed. But all
Yeah,
that
I mean,
shit
you got to
is-
remember they play every night. They play,
Yeah.
They have
It's
their
a
own
button
sound
you
guy.
push, and it probably just pushes everything on track.
Yeah,
Well, they have a
it's
sound
all-
guy. I mean, the
it's probably
monitors
all
could be
automated
tricky,
and-
but like I said, a
Yeah.
band it ain't like it's us. A band to that level, everything's
Yeah.
automated already. They're going in with the same setting the next night. You know what I mean? It ain't like they're playing, like you said, Joe's Bar,
right.
So, yeah. So that was everybody thought it was going to be Oasis. Did the Oasis tour even start? I don't even know.
No,
But,
that's summer.
So we'll see if what
That
happens,
might not even start. So we don't.
Yeah.
Something might happen before
Well,
the
you know
tour
what?
starts. You never know.
Those guys, those guys fucking crack me up.
They're
man.
entertaining.
At least
Listen,
they,
they're
at least they have
entertaining.
a sense of humor.
I think they're more entertaining than their music is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they have like that British thing going on, so they come off like very snarky.
That's another band. I've never listened to a whole album of theirs. So
They got a lot of good
haven't either.
songs.
Yeah.
I don't like everything, but they do have some good
We
songs.
should-
they do, and I always
should
kind of
do
like
that
just
What's that
casting
thing?
them off as
We should review one of their albums.
Yeah,
Sure.
This is weird. None of
Yeah.
us really are familiar with it.
yeah. What would you say, Mike?
I always kind of casted them off as like complete like Beatle wannabes.
Well,
kinda.
dude, they would tell you. Yeah, they would tell you that though. They wouldn't even deny that. They go right. Yeah, so what? But yeah, they're an entertaining band, like as far as dynamic goes, and they're brothers, which makes it even crazier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we got for Velvet Revolver. We'll see you guys next week. We got some special guests coming up within the next couple weeks, and yeah, should be cool. Mixtapes, tasty cakes. See you guys next week.
I'll be your savior, I'll be your traitor.